Hi guys, welcome to Code Decode. So today we are going to cover a very important part of Java interview questions, which is Java 8 new features. And we will be covering this along with the theory and along with the practical implementation with two-liner examples so that you can remember these examples and you can always provide these examples during an interview so that you don't have to explain just theoretical, you can have some examples also. So let's get started. The very first thing that interviewer will ask you is that why Java 8 was introduced, what was the main agenda behind Java 8. So you must know that the significant reason behind introducing the Java 8 was to introduce conciseness in the code. Remember this particular thing, that we want a concise code, a short LOC, line of code should be less. To introduce that shortness or conciseness in our code, Java 8 was introduced. Now, how Java 8 actually introduces conciseness in the code? So Java 8 actually brings a very powerful concept, that is lambda expressions, which creates a concise code base. And basically lambda expressions is a reason to enable functional programming in Java. So we all know that Java is object oriented language purely. But now with Java 8, it's not only object oriented programming, it does have few concepts of functional programming also, like lambda expressions and many more. So that is why Java 8 was introduced, to enable functional programming so as to have concise or shortened code base. So if you have observed, Python and Scala are those powerful languages which can do the same thing which we will do in Java in a very less line of code. So by mid 20s, Java actually lost a very large market due to these languages. To prevent further losses, Java people did what? They actually upgraded themselves from not only being object oriented programming language but also introduced some concepts of functional programming so that they can create concise code base. So now we have understood why Java 8 was introduced. So let me quickly move you through the concepts of Java 8. So what are the new features that got introduced in Java 8? The new features got introduced in the Java 8 was lambda expressions, stream API, functional interface, default and static methods, optional class, method referencing and constructor referencing, of course, date APIs, and Nashron JavaScript engine. So I'll be covering most of these in the upcoming videos and upcoming minutes. So please stay with me till end. Now, what are the main advantages of using Java 8 that we have covered? Java 8, the main advantage of Java 8 was to create compact code, that is concise code, shortened line of codes, and to remove the boilerplate code, which is a repetitive code, actually is known as boilerplate code. So to have a less boilerplate code and a compact code, Java 8 was introduced. It was more readable and it was more reusable. It is more testable and parallel operations are possible. I'll be covering how we are actually capturing all these advantages in few minutes. So the third part is, what is lambda expressions? So lambda expressions is nothing but an anonymous function, a function without name, without return type, without access modifiers, and just have one lambda symbol, which is this symbol. So for an example, our normal programming technique is public void add. It takes two parameters a and b and actually print the addition of these two numbers. So for that we need three lines of code, 1, 2 and 3, if you take this in the four LOCs. Now the equivalent lambda expressions after Java 8, after introducing lambda expressions, is shortened to just one line of code. And how did you actually created this lambda expression from this method? You actually removed the name, you actually remove the return type, you remove the public access modifier. So what is left? Int a comma int b and the body. So again we have int a comma int b and the body, but since there was just one single statement, these brackets could have been removed, so this is removed, and a and b can be inferred from the functional interface type. I'll show you, rather than just a second, I'll show this to you. So this is my lambda expression demo for you. Okay, so what we are doing here is, I am expecting that you must be knowing what is ByConsumer. ByConsumer is nothing but a predefined functional interface. So as we all know, by consumer is nothing but a predefined functional interface. This particular predefined functional interfaces are available in which package? Java.util.function package. So let's see, is it? Yes, our predefined functional interfaces are present in which package? Java.util.function package. So my lambda expression is this, the way I've shown you, right? It takes two parameters and prints the addition, and this was the existing code. So let me execute this existing code first for you, so that it will be easier for you to understand. If I would have been in a normal programming language before Java 8, what I would have done in public static void main, I would have created, since this is a static method, this is a non-static method or an instance method, this requires an object to be created so that this particular method to be called. So what we are doing, we are creating an object, and with that lambda demo object we are calling the add method with 10 and 5, and we are printing our code. So let me quickly run this for you so as to show you that the output is really 15. Now after Java 8 we have lambda expressions, so we are going to remove this code. We are going to remove all this code. So if you can see, we have removed about 5 to 6 lines of code, and now we are doing just 2 lines of code. And what is this code saying? By consumer, a predefined functional interface which actually accepts only and returns nothing. So this is a definition of by consumer. It takes 2 arguments, and as a consumer we consume, we just take 2 integers and return nothing. So that is why by consumer having 2 integers are taking A and B, and what it is doing, simple system.out.println. So since integers can be inferred from this, the integer, the type parameter of A and B can be inferred from these 2 parameter type. That is why we have removed this integers from the functional interface. So after removing add, so let me tell you how you can create a functional interface first, and how can you create a lambda expression for a given method. So this was your method. Now lambda expression, as I have told you, is an anonymous function, that is without name, without return type, without access modifier. So without name, without return type, without access modifier, what is left is just we have to add one lambda expression, which lambda annotation, which is this. Now to do that particular thing, let me do that inside the method only so that you will be able to understand. Now I'm going to remove these 2 brackets. Why I'm going to remove these 2 brackets? Because this particular is just one single liner code, and we don't need that one single liner code to be involved into brackets. So we have removed the brackets, and now our thing actually looks like this, a single liner code. Now I can say that my by consumer, I'm going to assign it to something. See, it is giving me an error. Please do the assignment. Please do the assignment. So I'm doing this assignment here. Now it's fine with me, right? I'm going to delete this for you. Now by consumer is having 2 type parameters, input type parameters, integers. So that is why integer and integer is by default known to compiler. It is by default known that it is going to accept 2 integers. So by default A and B will be of type integer only. So you can remove these also. So this is how you are reducing your code base and line of codes day by day. So this is my simple lambda expression. How to create a lambda expression from a method also I have shown you. If you have doubt, please let me know in the comment section. Now by consumer has one single method, that is accept. So I'm giving it 2 things, 10 and 5, and I'm expecting that the output which I used to have before Java 8 using the simple methods is the same as after Java 8 using lambda expression. So let's see that. Yes, my output is again 15. So this is the beauty of lambda expressions. Only 2 line of code replaces a single method, like as an instance creation and a method calling. So everything is reduced in just 2 line of code. If you still don't understand by consumer, by predicate, supplier, each of these things, please let me know in the comment section. I'll create a single video having a tutorial of Java 8 completely end to end. So before jumping to this, you can actually go through my tutorial. If you let me know in the comment section, I'll create it for you. Now let me move quickly to the lambda expression. If this much is clear, the normal programming was having these 4 lines of code. Now equivalent has just one single line of code. Let me quickly move to what are functional interfaces. So functional interfaces are those interfaces which have only one abstract method. So the functional interfaces are the one that have restrictions on abstract methods, only one abstract method, but it can have any number of static and default methods. So you must be knowing, I've covered in the first video that the default and static methods were also introduced in Java 8. So you can have any number of static and default methods. There is no restriction on that, but only one single abstract method should be there. And we have many predefined functional interfaces. For very common example is Runable. So let me show you Runable quickly. Runable is nothing but a predefined functional interface defined by @functional interface, and it has only one abstract method. It could have number of like default and static methods, but it doesn't have. So that's again still, but the functional interface definition, only one single abstract method is actually satisfied because it has only one abstract method, that is run. So I hope this much is clear. I'll show you where we have in our code. This was a functional interface. The functional interface is used to as a reference to lambda expressions. This is a lambda expressions are actually being referenced by a functional interface. Now, how lambda expressions are related to functional interfaces, I just covered. Functional interfaces is used to provide references to lambda expressions. See, this is a reference to a lambda expression. So the functional interfaces are used to provide references to lambda expressions. For an example, I've taken one more example. If I have a comparator of type string and it's taking S1 and S2 and it is comparing, then this is a lambda expression and this is a functional interface. I've already covered here. This is a functional interface. This is a lambda expression. I hope this much is clear. This is the relationship between functional interface and lambda expression. Now, can you create your own functional interface? Yes, we can create our own functional interface. See, what I've told you, Runable is an inbuilt interface. This is in java.lang package. This is an inbuilt predefined functional interface present to us. Similarly, this what I've shown you by consumer is also in java.util.function package. This is also a predefined functional interface. So the interviewer may ask you like, can you create your own functional interface? The answer should be yes. We can always create our own functional interface. I'll show you how I have created one for you. The only steps to create the functional interfaces that we all know, functional interface is an interface with exactly one single abstract method and can have multiple static and default methods. So how to create your own functional interface? Just simply create an interface. I have created my interface, functional interface demo. Annotate that with @functional interface. I've annotated it with @functional interface. Exactly define one abstract method. I've defined only one single abstract method, a single ABST method. And you can have any number of static and default methods. There is no restrictions on number of static and default methods defined in such interface. So I have created one default method. You can create multiple default methods too. Suppose print 2. It's not gonna harm you in any ways. So you can see there is no compile time error, and happily compiler says yes, this is your functional interface. Why? Because you have one single abstract method and there is no restrictions on default and static methods. Even if you don't provide, nothing will happen. So that's how it is for functional interface. Now I'll tell you what happens if I have two abstract methods. So see, these methods are having bodies. Now I've created two methods with no body. So basically these are abstract methods. So at the same moment, my compiler says that it is functional interface, but it is having two abstract methods. My compiler throws compile time exception saying invalid @functional interface annotation. Functional interface demo is not a functional interface. So this is a compile time error. Now if I comment it, my compiler will be happy. The compile time error is gone. Now if I comment both, what will happen? Again, it is not a functional interface because functional interface should have exactly one single abstract method. So this is a very strict rule about functional interface, that is, it should have only one abstract method, but there is no restrictions on any of the default or static methods. So Java can explicitly identify a functional interface. So even if you remove this, then also Java knows that this is a functional interface. But still, why we are using this annotation? Just to make sure that we are not doing any mistake. That still you annotate it with @functional interface. It gives you the security that in any case, if by mistake you have add two abstract method or remove all the abstract methods, then compiler will throw you compile time exception, just the way I've showed you 2 seconds back. Now let me quickly move to what is a method referencing in Java 8. So method referencing is nothing but a replacement of lambda expression. So a minute back we have seen lambda expression. If you remember, this is my lambda expression. This is what I was having as a lambda expression. Now what is the replacement of lambda expression is what is method referencing. And why, if you have lambda expression, why do you need a replacement called as method reference? That is because it gives you code reusability. I'll show you how, rather than just saying, let me demonstrate that to you. Suppose I have this functional interface demo which is having one single abstract method and multiple default methods. Now suppose I have a class test, and this test class is having a static method test implementation, which is having nothing but a simple system.out.println saying that this is a test implementation which can be applied to all your abstract methods. So now I know that functional interface demo has one abstract method, and this particular method can be used as an implementation for that abstract method. The abstract method is called as single abstract method. So what I will do, I'll give it a implementation. I'll actually refer it. So before that, let me show you how my lambda expression would have been for this. My lambda expression would have been functional interface f equals to, it takes nothing, right? Implementation takes nothing. No name, no access modifier, no return type, nothing. And even it takes no parameter. So no parameter, and it says system.out.println. So it says system.out.println. This would have been my lambda expression, and then if I would have called, it would have print the implementation of SAM. But currently I need code reusability. My project has already a class having a method which can be an implementation of single abstract method of an interface, functional interface I have created. Then happily I can create an instance, or I can use, since this is a static method, right? So I can call it with my class name. So this is method referencing. Using a double colon, you can reference a method. So test implementation is my method of class test. This is my class test. So I'm saying functional interface demo, you have one single abstract method, which is single abstract method. For that implementation, please refer. Method reference is actually refer to this class static method, which is test implementation. And now if I ask you to please print call abstract method, please print whatever my test implementation method is printing, because now you are referencing, the single abstract method is referencing to this method. This is called as method referencing. Let me quickly run this for you so that you can see our output. So this is the test implementation of your abstract method. This is a test implementation of your abstract method. Now, if this wouldn't have been there in your code, what would you have been done? Because now method referencing could not be done. Why? Because test class is not there, test implementation is not there. Then what you could have been doing? You could have created a functional interface reference f, created a lambda expression, and given your own implementation here to prevent you from providing its own implementation if you have a code existing in your code base. That is why method referencing came into picture. So let me quickly run this. My lambda expression prints implementation of SAM, implementation of single abstract method. So I hope this much is clear. So once again, whenever you have an existing implementation of abstract method of your functional interface, then we can go for method referencing. If you do not have any such method in class test called as test implementation, which is an existing method, please go for lambda expressions. Now, am I clear why method referencing came in Java 8? Just to make a code reusable. If you have a code base already there, you can reference or you can refer to that method to implement your interface single abstract method. Okay, so that's all about the method referencing and the things that we have covered for this video. As time is running out, we will be meeting in next video and we will be covering why optional was introduced in Java 8, what are the default methods, what is the difference between functions and predicates, and many such questions. So let's meet in the next video. Please let me know in the comment section if you need the second video to be created quickly. That's all for today. Thank you.